don't want, that's where we argue all the time. I don't want an older man.
This is a very simple topic. You just don't like the answers behind it. Subscribe. Let's talk about it.
Do you think that some of it is society and the movies and TV and things that we're exposed to, where we see these men like Harrison Ford or these Robert De Niro, and they're with these younger women?
Yes.
We're like, what's the word? We are being sensitized.
I think it's always been known, men always want a younger woman. And then younger woman wants an older man for a reason is because financially they want.
I don't want, that's where we argue all the time. I don't want an older man.
You don't want an older
No.
man, but that's you.
Okay.
That's you. But if you see what's going on up there,
Right.
you will see a lot of older men. And when I said old, not 80, 90s,
Right.
I'm talking mid-60s, late 60s,
Right.
who are very successful and hanging with a 35 years old woman. They have what we call an arrangement. They have an understanding. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make you look good, and you're going to take care of me.
Right.
I
haven't been exposed to a lot of those ladies. I don't want to make a judgment. It's going to sound like I'm making a judgment, but just people that I are in my contemporaries that I have grown up with, were all women, young women in my 20s and 30s who wanted to make it on our own.
So like I said, it doesn't really matter that you don't want that, right? And you're an older woman saying that you don't want an older man. Now, yeah, this conversation is not really about what older women want. It's always the issue when an older man is looking to say, I want to date younger, even in this case, where the young woman is 35. You don't like the idea of what you benefited from when you were younger, and this is not to say the benefit is as something as simple as saying, hey, when you were younger, you dated an old man for his resources. You benefited from it. You may not have been the one dating him, but you benefited from being young and pretty. Pretty privilege is a real thing. We tend to look at people that are attractive. We give them all the graces that we have available. We think that you're angelic, you're infallible, you don't do terrible things. Well, until the internet came and told us differently. But once that benefit has run its course, that's when you see a lot of the diatribe about, I don't want an older man, or that's creepy, that's grooming, that's this. I didn't realize it when I was younger, but now I get it. Listen, this is one of those real things that it does not really matter how you individually feel about it. When the culture looks at this and says, you cannot balance two of these things at the same time. It's either you give a man that grace when he's younger and date someone age appropriate by your standards. So when you're 24, you should be looking for a man that's your age. That is 24, 25, 26. You take him and all the lack of resources that he has, and you guys build something together. Rather than, we see this, a lot of men see this play out even as early as high school. We're not condoning it. We're simply saying we've observed it, and you even have women coming out now saying, yeah, I was 15 dating a guy that was 20. And we look at that like, now you see it as being problematic. Back then it was celebrated. Back then it was even celebrated by your mom, by the culture. You looked at a man for his resources. So when a man had more resources, an appreciable amount of resources, he became fair game for you to date. You don't want men, you want to shame men into saying you shouldn't be dating younger women. Then the solution isn't to constantly try to shame and guilt men out of it, because we're being frank at this point. When you're older, like an older woman like her, men don't really care about your opinions on this. You're not the target market. It's unimportant. You can lament, you can complain, you can say how it's wrong, how it's evil, how it's sorry. We don't really care. In general, people don't really care. This is part of the game in which your value was presented up front. And as you got older, that started to diminish in the eyes of men. So now, this is not to take away from your accomplishments, not to take away from your accolades, not take away from your intrinsic value as a human, but you may not realize how much grace, how much men are willing to listen to someone that they are attracted to, someone that they find pretty. It's not meaning that you're rude to everyone else, but a lot of what people say, you can see it for yourself. You can look at social media. A lot of these takes that a lot of women have are so outrageous, are so gone, but they're beautiful. One of the reasons that people said we all took up with Cheyenne Bryant, I know we did not all take it with Cheyenne Bryant, it's because she was shaped well. because pretty privilege. That's why you let her get away with some of the stuff that was the least clinical psychologist jargon that you've ever heard. She was pretty to look at. She was nice to look at. That was enough. When you age out of that, you start to realize, well, this is kind of how life more or less operates for a lot of men. When you see women complaining that men don't do for them, well, they're treating you like a man. Unless we have a deal, unless we have some sort of mutual respect thing going on, I'm not going to go out of my way to make your life easier. That doesn't make sense for a man to do so. So as you get older, this is the realization. This is a switch that hits you. You are being treated like men treat other men. Once that attraction is gone, now you definitely have to demonstrate your value for extra sort of anything. But instead of looking and understanding that part of the game, you still, now your job seems to be, I got to shame men into not dating younger women, because now those same men that are now your age, they witnessed you not dealing with them when you guys were younger. In your 20s, you were dating older. Now that you're older and single, you want to look at those same men your age and say, you should be dating age appropriately. Think about how men have to look at that and reconcile that idea. You didn't want me when I was your age, when we were both in the mud trying to make something happen. I was trying to make something happen. You were invited on yachts. Okay, I've had to take the time to make something happen in my life. You've done the same thing. It's not to take away from your own success. But now that success doesn't really engender you to the male species. You're a doctor. You've got money. You've got all the things. You've got the businesses. You've got everything that you've ever wanted monetarily, financially. Yet you still don't have that partner because men don't really rock out like that. That's not the deciding factor. Your beauty, your age are factors. So now you can't get the attention from those older men has slowly died out, as some of them have died out. But now the game has changed. The phone is quiet. The DMs are silent. Now I need you to change. Now I need you as a man to come back down to reality and say, you should be dating a woman your own age. You're never saying that next line. You should be dating a woman my age. You're my age. Or we're close, plus or minus 7. You now should be dating someone like me. You are now my target market. You're my demographic to pull from. But the men have long memories just like you do. You just like to forget that you benefited from this when you were younger. This is intrinsically the deal that men have signed up for. When you get older, as a man, if you've done the work, if you've made something of yourself, the reward is an easier, smoother life filled with more options towards the end of it. That's all it is. That's all it is. You don't want to hear it when you're 20. You don't want to hear, yo, you're going to have to eat shit for 10, 15 years before you get what you want. You want what you want right now, especially the newer generation. Don't really do well with deferred gratification. They want everything now without the work. Okay. Those that get it, those that understand part of that game, that it's going to take time for you to develop into being something worthy, something competent, they know the reward after that is an easier life for them, their family, the people around them, people they love, and optionality. You don't have it when you're younger. You get it when you're older. It's reversed for women. You get older, you can continue to try to shame men and say, oh, I don't want that. It does not matter. It does not matter. It's falling on deaf ears. Men are going to say, oh, yeah, you're right. Let me ignore the last 40 years of my life, the last 50 years of my life. Let me ignore all the optionality that I have now and simply acquiesce to whatever you have to say. You don't listen to us when it comes down to your dating preferences in terms of height, in terms of your standards, in terms of looks, in terms of swag, in terms of all of that. We just have to learn to accept it. It's your preference. Okay. Here are men saying clearly, that's their preference. Even if it's backed by science, that's their preference. Even if it's backed by greed, by all the worst things, it's their preference. What are you supposed to do in order to combat that? Shame isn't working. We're waiting for the next stage in the manipulation game. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on the screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.